It's my final season with Everton on FIFA 13. We're in the Champions League. We're going to be top contenders for the BPL. Can we retain our FA Cup this season? Can Everton do the unimaginable and do something they've never done before? And that's lift all 3 trophies in one season. Can we do the treble? How amazing would that be? And that's going to be my main target for this season, to lift all 3 trophies. It's going to be a hard slog, but it's going to be worth it come the end of the season if we can do it. What's going on, guys? Payne here once again, and welcome back to another season with Everton. And it's the summer, and you know what that means. The transfer window is wide open. The cool summer breeze is coming in through that window, with new players coming into the squad, players leaving as well. And I must say, this pre-season transfer window has to be the most exciting, most busiest transfer window I've competed in as the Everton manager on FIFA 13. It's been amazing. It's definitely topped when I was at Man United as well. Really enjoyed this one. So much going on, so busy. And our first summer signing is Jetro Willems from PSV, the left back at the age of 20. And I know some of you guys, well, a lot of you guys in the comment section below on the previous videos did say you should sign him up. He's young, he's got loads of potential, and he's also there as well, just in case Baines gets injured throughout the season. Newcastle put in an offer for Jelavic for 4.8. No way, he should be going for at least 50 mil. I countered offer, and they did come back to me and they said, yeah, we're not going to match that bid. That's just outrageous for our budget, so we won't be going ahead with that. Before our pre-season kicked off, it was the World Cup, and Brazil managed to come out on top. They picked up the Jules Rimet, and congratulations to them. And look at this, Manchester City have sealed a 19.5 million deal for Higuain for Real Madrid. Wow, that's what a signing that is for City. We gotta be careful of them. Maybe they're looking to retain their Premier League title. And I go after Jesse Lingard from Manchester United. He's a youngster and he plays in that cam position, so I could probably play him for the smaller games in the Capital One Cup or the FA Cup. It'd be interesting to see what he's like. We received an offer from Palermo for Jagielka for 3.3. Obviously, I'm going to reject that. Manchester United accepted my loan offer for Jesse Lingard. For some reason, and don't ask me why, over the last 2 seasons with Everton, I've been bringing in players from Manchester United, loaning them, whether it's Blandi, whether it's Zaha. I don't know why I'm doing it, but anyway, I did with Jesse Lingard. He's now an Everton player for the whole season, so it's going to be interesting and exciting to see what he can produce for the team. We received an offer from Swansea for Jordan Ayew for 11 million. I countered offer an extra 1.7 mil, see if they would accept that. And I saw this, I was like, player sold. Jordan Ayew has gone. But no, it was Gouet. He went to Newcastle, and then Swansea City came to me with a revised offer for Jordan Ayew of 11.5 million. Not 12.7 as I was hoping for, but I went ahead, I accepted. And if you guys have been following me on Twitter or Facebook, you will have seen that I said a big player leaves Everton in this summer transfer window. Guys, you're going to have to stay tuned in this video to find out who that is. And Stephen Naismith to West Brom for 2 million has been finalised. He's gone to West Brom, and we received an offer then for Darren Bent from QPR for 10 million. Come on, he's worth more than that. His overall is 82. I know his age is going up as well, but I went in with a counter offer and I said 13.7. It's a little bit more than what QPR was offering, obviously. And with deals like this, you've got to try and squeeze that club out of as much money as possible, so you can obviously add it to your transfer budget and maybe bring in even bigger players. With this deal though, I changed my mind whilst playing. I up the counter offer to 50 million instead of 13. I think that's a reasonable price for Darren Bent, really, because his age is going up obviously and his overall rating will be dropping soon. But QPR, nonetheless, they accepted, they matched the bid, and they will be entering contract talks with Darren Bent. But after QPR match the bid, because I was really surprised that they did, and I changed my mind. There was this little voice inside my head saying, no, you can't get rid of Darren Bent, he's been one of your best players over the past 2 seasons, what are you playing at? I can't believe it's happened. Darren Bent is now a QPR player. He's gone to QPR for 50 million, and the board have allocated 12.5 to my budget. What am I going to do? What players am I going to bring into the club to replace him? I know I've read some of the comments in previous videos saying you should get rid of Darren Bent. Maybe that was the perfect time to sell Darren Bent. We got 15 million for him. If you can cast your minds back, I bought him for 10 million from Aston Villa, so I've made 5 million profit there from the player. So maybe it was kind of ideal to actually do that, to make that deal happen between QPR. We screwed 5 mil out of them, so maybe it's not too bad after all. But now the question is, who do I bring in to replace Darren Bent? Because you can't deny that Darren Bent has been amazing over the past 2 seasons. You know, he's been a saviour many times. He is going to be missed, there is no doubt about that, but we just have to push on now. Bring in maybe another or maybe 2 strikers and work with them, and hopefully they can be just as good as Darren Bent was when he first arrived at Everton. But before I can make any more transfers, I had to focus on Everton's first fixture of the season, and that was against Manchester City in the Community Shield at Wembley. I just want to mention quickly, and you guys probably already noticed it, there was no pre-season at the start of this video. That's because I felt as though it didn't deserve to be in this video. It was very dull. We drew 2 games which ended 0-0, and we won 1 which ended 1-0. Not much to really show there, so I don't think there was any point in putting it in this video. I just want to roll up my sleeves and get my head down and work hard for this Everton side, get us those results that we need to do the unimaginable and pick up that treble at the end of the season. But in this game against City, they opened up the score, making it 1-0 in the first half. Jelavic almost made it 1-1, drawing us level, but City, persistent as they are, Yaya Toure, given space, shoots the ball outside the box, beats Ballman, and over the line the ball goes, making it 2-0 to City. That Community Shield was slipping further and further out of our grasp, but there was still time. Jordan Ayew was given the ball, he picks out Jelavic. Jelavic finds the overlap in Kevin Morales. He takes the ball into the box, one-on-one with Joe Hart. Makes it 2-1, and Everton were back in the game. There was still time remaining to get another goal, draw level, and at the time I was very happy to take this one into extra time, maybe even penalties, and it's very rare that I say that, but Aguero put my Everton side out of their misery, making it 3-1 in the 80th minute, and there just wasn't enough time remaining of the game to get back into it. And that was the final score, 3-1 to City, and they walk out of Wembley with that Community Shield. But we don't want to look back on this fixture, we want to look forward, especially to the first day of the Premier League this season. And our first fixture was to be played at Goodison Park against Manchester City. I was already getting sick of playing City this season, but I was hoping for a much better performance from my team this time around, because we're playing at Goodison Park, we've got the home crowd behind us, so there's no excuse not to get a good result out of this game. I did stick with the same sort of starting 11 for this game that I did against them in the Community Shields. I didn't want to change the players around too much, and also I'm sticking with the same formation as well that I did from last season. But I am thinking about changing it soon, maybe to the 4-2-3-1, going back to my old ways and see how this Everton side can perform with that formation. But in this game, my Everton side were finding it such a struggle again. I was, whilst playing this, and Nasri opened up the scoring, making it 1-0 in the 25th minute. I was annoyed at Ballman because it was a finesse shot and he could have saved that at the angle that the ball went in. And it was an absolute scramble for the ball in the box. Why didn't my defender leave it for the hands of Ballman? You could see him reach for it. He almost had it, but the ball fell to the feet of Scott Sinclair and he just tapped it in, making it 2-0. City weren't just happy with the Community Shield, they wanted to take the 3 points away from my Everton side on the opening day of the BPL. And foolish of me, I went in with a tackle there, gave away a free kick. Aguero steps up just outside the box and he makes it 3-0. An absolute repeat of what happened at Wembley in the Community Shield, and we lose that game. That was the final score, 3-0 to City, and they take the 3 points away from us. So it's not looking good for us at the start of the season, but it's a marathon and it's not a sprint. That's what I've just got to keep in my head. But if you guys have been following me on Twitter and Facebook, you will have seen that I did say that I was getting very frustrated with what was happening. And here is a shock signing. Alessandro Matri has accepted my contract offer and he will be coming to Everton at the age of 29. His overall is 78. I know some of you guys will be saying, well, why the hell have you just signed him? What a waste of money. I thought it was a good deal, 6 million, and he is a good player. I have him on my Ultimate Team. I haven't played Ultimate Team for a while now, actually. But he's just great on the pitch. And I did try to go after Nasri, but obviously City don't want to let him go yet. I go after Gignac from Marseille. He put in a great performance against us in the Europa League last season in the final against Marseille. So I thought, why not? I have the extra cash to spend on these players, and part of it's just me being wild, wanting to try out something new, bring in some new players that I've never actually used on career mode before. And my thinking behind signing Matri for Everton is because he's got Champions League experience, and that's what we need in the team to actually compete in the Champions League this season. I mean, you know, he's come from Juventus, so he's probably played against some of the top teams of Europe, like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, AC Milan, Inter Milan, teams like that. And that's what this Everton side need if we want to be having a healthy campaign this season in the Champions League, because my main priority is winning the group stage and going through to the next round, the knockout stage, and playing teams like Real Madrid. I mean, that's every Everton fan's dream, to be up there playing alongside some of the best clubs and some of the best players in the world. But before we get too far ahead, wishing our wishes were true, if it wasn't for Tarat, this game would have ended 0-0. He made it 1-0 against QPR in the BPL. Darren Bent did play this game as well against his old club, but we managed to come out on top. Tarat getting the goal against his old club, and we got the 3 points, so it's not all that bad. I was hoping for a better result than that, but here we go. Marouane Fellaini suffered a sprained knee, and he's going to be out for a whole month, which is a big loss. But Gignac from Marseille has accepted my contract offer, so he's going to be coming to Everton. He's another striker that we can add to the team, and just more backup as well. And before we get to that shock signing from Barcelona, Velios goes to West Bromwich Albion for 2.1 million. And take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Thiago is coming to Goodison Park. Overall 81 at the age of 23. A deal worth 9.2 million. He's going to be filling in that central role just perfectly. I can't wait to actually start using him. And look at this, Kompany from Manchester City completes his quickfire move to Real Madrid in a deal worth 30 million. And Bayern Munich, the team that we play next in the Copa Europe final, signed Jack Wilshere from Arsenal in a deal worth 22.5 million. And speaking of signings, there is our new signing, Thiago from Barcelona. He's going to be great at Everton. He's going to fit in just perfectly. I just know it. And he couldn't have come at a better time, because Fellaini is going to be out for a whole month now. So that's going to be a whole month's worth of games that Thiago is going to be starting. And what a game to debut for him as well, against FC Bayern Munich in the Copa Europe final. There was my start 11, sticking with the 4-4-2 diamond. Thiago comes in and claims that central defensive role that Fellaini was in. There was the likes of Kevin Morales on the right wing. We got Ola John on the left. Tarat slipping in just behind the partnership of Jelavic and Alessandro Matri, my other new signing to the Everton team. If there is anyone watching at the moment that doesn't understand why I had to play Bayern Munich so early on in the season in something called the Copa Europe final, it's because Bayern Munich won the Champions League, whereas I won the Europa Cup, and they come together to see which team is the best in Europe. It's kind of similar to the Community Shield, which you saw earlier on in this video. I have to say, I was really pleased with the way I was performing in this game with my Everton side. We was holding the Champions League winners from last season to a draw before half time, but I was going to find it very hard to put anything past their goalkeeper Neuer. But before the stroke of half time, Müller crosses in the ball and picks out the head of Carlos Tevez. Bayern Munich 1-0 at half time, and we had it all to do in the second half. There was a lot of hard work to be put in. But could we do it? Could we hang in there? Could we maybe get another goal, go to extra time? Kind of similar to the Community Shield. But I was fuming. I was furious when that second goal went in for Bayern Munich. Ballman just stood there. It was like he was reading the latest Chris Ryan novel. And then all of a sudden the ball passed him and he's like, oh, should I dive now? And so Everton go on to lose 2-0 to Bayern Munich and lose the Copa Europe. So I had to then go to the transfer market to cheer myself up. And I went after this guy. I signed him up for Everton for Goulet. He plays on the right mid. And before you start asking me the question in the comment section why I went after him, think about this. Pienaar probably only has one more season left in him. So Morales could then go over to the left wing where he can also play as well. Feghouli can play. And don't forget, I don't have Zaha and Tello at my disposal anymore in this Everton squad. It's also going to be very interesting to see how Feghouli gets on in this Everton side. It's all about transition now. I like transition, I like change, and I like to freshen things up a bit. And this was our last fixture of this video, guys. It's against Southampton at Goodison Park. It was once again in the BPL. I'm not going to show any highlights because there were no highlights. We drew 0-0. And we only pick up a point. It's transfer deadline day, and I hate to say it, but I don't bring anyone in on the transfer deadline day. So the players that have come into this Everton squad in the summer transfer window has been Willems from PSV, we've got Thiago from Barcelona, Feghouli from Valencia, Matri from Juventus, and also Gignac from Marseille. In my opinion, that's a great summer of signings. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Man, am I looking forward to the comments from you guys saying, well, why the hell did you do that? I really am. But nonetheless, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you're looking forward to this final season with Everton on FIFA 13. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye now.